The whispering oak. The oak does not rise in defiance against the wind, nor does it shatter beneath the weight of the fiercest storm. Yet it stands firm, silent sentinel, offering shelter and solace to all who seek its shade. Its roots plunge deep into the earth, anchoring it beyond the reach of fleeting tempests, drawing strength from a foundation unseen. The oak bends where others snap, its branches yielding gracefully to forces that would break the brittle, its leaves rustling, a quiet song of endurance. It offers refuge without judgment, its canopy a haven for the weary, its presence a testament to the power of stillness. So it is with the one who carries grace, not through loud resistance or brute force, but through the steady wisdom of quiet endurance, a strength that does not need to shout to be felt, a peace that does not need to fight to prevail. The graceful individual, the individual who embodies grace, moves through life like the oak through seasons, untouched by the chaos that swirls around them, a beacon of calm amid the storm. They stand steadfast, their roots sunk deep into values that weather time: integrity, patience, compassion, unwavering even when the winds of adversity howl. The world may overlook them, its eyes drawn to flashier displays, but their influence is undeniable, a subtle force that shapes the lives of those who draw near. Their presence does not demand attention with clamor or fanfare, yet it nurtures silently, offering strength to the fragile, hope to the lost. While others exhaust themselves in conflict and struggle, the graceful yield, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom, and in that yielding, they rise victorious, their triumph a quiet echo that resonates far beyond the noise of the moment. O true strength, overcoming self, not others, the one who conquers others through aggression, may wear the crown of power for a fleeting hour, their victories trumpeted in the streets. But true strength lies not in subduing the world, but in mastering oneself. To dominate by force is a temporary glory, a flame that flares and fades. To overcome the tempests within, fear, pride, rage, is an eternal triumph, a fire that burns steady through the ages. When opposition meets resistance, it hardens, growing stronger in the clash. But when it meets grace, it softens, dissolving like mist before the sun. The graceful soul rises above conflict not by fleeing from it, but by transforming it, turning enmity into understanding, discord into harmony. Their strength is not in the breaking of others, but in the unbroken wholeness of their own spirit, a power that endures where brute force falters. Historical figures and grace. History sings the praises of conquerors, their names etched in blood and bronze. But the ones who truly endure are those who stood rooted in grace amid the clamor of their times. Socrates, silenced by hemlock, speaks still, his words a quiet thunder rolling through millennia. Galileo, condemned by the fearful, turned his gaze to the stars and reshaped the heavens for ages yet to come. These were not warriors clad in armor, but souls clad in truth, surrendering not to falsehood, but to the deeper currents of reality. They faced the judgments of their era not with swords or shouts, but with a grace that outlasted their critics, their legacies unshaken by the tides of opinion. Time reveals what the moment obscures. The graceful are the pillars that hold up history, their quiet strength, a foundation for all that follows. Grace in turmoil. True, grace is forged and proven in the crucible of turmoil, where lesser spirits falter. When others lash out in anger or fear, the graceful remain centered, their calm a shield no arrow can pierce. When provoked, they answer not with the heat of rage, but with the cool light of understanding, seeing beyond the surface to the heart of the matter. Their strength lies not in domination or retaliation, but in clarity, a vision that perceives the futility of discord and chooses peace instead. In the chaos of the world, they stand as oases of steadiness, their power drawn from an inner well that no storm can dry. Grace in turmoil is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of a quiet resolve that turns adversity into opportunity, conflict into growth, and darkness into a canvas for light. The quiet force of grace. Grace is the silent pulse of love made manifest, a force that moves without fanfare, yet shifts the world in its wake. It seeks no spotlight, craves no applause, its power lying not in recognition, but in its gentle persistence. It is a treasure, veiled in simplicity, visible only to those who look beyond the glare of fleeting might to the glow of enduring truth. The world, enamored with loud power and quick victories, often misses the subtlety of grace, yet its influence stretches beyond the grasp of time, a thread woven into the fabric of existence. Like the oak's whisper in the wind, it speaks softly and is heard deeply, touching lives not with a shout, but with a presence that lingers, a quiet force that heals where others wound and builds where others break. Grace and external opinions to the one who lives in grace. The barbs of insult and the sting of rejection are as fleeting as dust on the wind. They carry no weight, leave no mark. They do not waste breath defending their pride or proving their worth, for their value shines from within, untarnished by the shifting tides of others' thoughts. If a man hurls falsehoods or scorn, it is the speaker who bears the burden, weighed down by the chains of his own deception. To resist such attacks is to lend them strength, to fuel their fire with attention. To rise above them is to render them powerless. A shadow dissolved by light, the graceful soul stands free of the need for approval. Their roots too deep to be swayed by surface storms, their truth too solid to be shaken by the words of others. The path to peace. Conflict will rage on in the world until humanity releases the need to justify itself, to cling to the brittle armor of being right. If you seek peace, let go of the urge to argue, to prove your point in the face of opposition. Such battles only feed the flames they aim to quench. If you seek freedom, surrender the compulsion to always be seen as correct, for true liberation lies beyond the cage of ego. Tyranny thrives on resistance. drawing its strength from the push and pull of defiance. Remove that opposition, and its power crumbles like ash. The graceful do not bow out of cowardice, but rise out of wisdom, knowing that peace is not won through war, but through release. They let go of the petty struggles that bind others, finding in surrender a path to a tranquility that endures where chaos reigns. Understanding grace, the one who claims, "I have tried grace, and it has failed," has not yet grasped its essence. It is not a tactic to bend others, nor a bargain struck for gain. Grace is a state of being, a garden cultivated through the patient labor of self-reflection, not a tool to wield for fleeting ends. It is not inaction, but action infused with wisdom, a dance of presence rather than absence. The graceful do not take offense, for they have no fragile pride to guard. They do not cling to resentment, for they have released the anchor of ego. Free of these chains, they walk lightly through life, their peace a flame that warms rather than burns. To misunderstand grace is to miss its power. To embrace it fully is to step into a freedom that transcends the petty wars of the self, a liberty born of letting go. Cultivating grace. Within, O seeker of wisdom, tend the soil of your soul and cultivate grace within. Replace the thorns of frustration with the blossoms of patience. Let understanding rise where hostility once stood, dissolving it like dew under the sun. Silence the clamor to prove yourself. Release the itch to strike back, and surrender the need to control what lies beyond your grasp. In this quiet tending, you will grow into a presence unshaken by the tremors of the world, a radiance of peace that others may feel but not fully fathom. See the challenges around you not as burdens, but as the forge where your spirit is shaped. The greater the resistance, the finer your grace becomes. If others falter in their own truths, let it not trouble you. Embody your own, and it will shine brighter than any sermon, a living testament to the strength found in stillness. The lasting impact of grace, without chasing fame or clutching at glory, you will leave a legacy that echoes through time. As you master yourself, your vision will pierce the veil of surface illusions, resting on the deeper truths that steer the course of life. Anxiety will fade, for yourself, for the world, as you see all things moving within a greater harmony, a balance beyond the reach of mortal fret. Clothed in grace, you will sow harmony where others scatter discord, lifting up where they cast down, loving where they resent, giving where they take. In what the world deems weakness, you will find a strength unshakable, a power that flows from the heart of truth. He who has not yet embraced grace has not yet touched the fullness of reality, for it is the quiet key that unlocks a life of meaning, a whisper that outlasts the loudest cries. The oaks whisper, for when the heavens seek to uplift a soul, they whisper through the oak. The oak stands as a messenger of the divine, its voice a rustling hymn of resilience and grace, calling you to rise not through clamor, but through quiet strength. Listen to its whisper and let it guide you to a life rooted in truth, bending but never breaking, enduring beyond the storms, a living echo of the timeless power that flows through all who heed its call.